Niksar, 1962–1980, was a French-bred, British-trained thoroughbred racehorse and sire, best known for winning the classic 2000 Guineas in 1965. After failing to win as a 2-year-old, he won his first race of 1965 by 6 lengths before winning the Guineas at Newmarket Racecourse. He failed to win in his remaining 5 starts and was retired at the end of the season with a record of 2 wins and 2 places from 10 starts. He had moderate success as a breeding stallion in Australia and Japan. Background: Niksar was a chestnut horse with a narrow white blaze bred in France by the Marquis de Nicolet. As a yearling, Niksar was sent to the sales at Deauville, where he was bought by representatives the British businessman Wilfred Harvey for £64,000 NF, approximately £4,650. Harvey sent the colt into training with Walter Nightingale, near Epsom Downs Racecourse. Nightingale had been training at his South Hatch stable since 1919, and had his greatest success when Straight Deal won a wartime substitute derby at Newmarket in 1943. Niksar was sired by Lahar, the winner of the 1957 Prix Jean Prat, who was best known as the sire of the Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe winner Expiry. He was the first foal of his dam, Niscampe, who won 7 minor races from 42 starts. Racing career: 1964, 2-year-old season. As a 2-year-old in 1964, Niksar ran 3 times but failed to win a race. His best effort came on his 2nd start, when he finished 3rd to the American-bred colt audience in the Crookham Stakes, since renamed the Mill Reef Stakes, over 7 furlongs at Newbury Racecourse. 1965, 3-year-old season. On his 3-year-old debut, Niksar was sent to Kempton Park in April for the 2000 Guineas Trial Stakes over 1 mile. He showed much improved form as he won by 6 lengths from Street Fighter, with audience unplaced. In the 2000 Guineas, over Newmarket's Rowley Mile course on the 28th of April, Niksar started at odds of 108th in a field of 22 runners. From halfway the race developed into a contest between Niksar and the favourite Silly Season, with the 2 colts racing on opposite sides of the wide Newmarket Straight. Ridden by the Scottish jockey Duncan Keith, Niksar appeared ideally suited by the soft, wet ground conditions and prevailed by a length, with a French-trained present in 3rd place. Niksar was then moved up in distance to contest the Derby at his home course Epsom. The colt was regarded as a major contender, and his status was enhanced when his name was chalked on the Amato well shortly before the race. In the build-up to the race there was a rumour that Niksar was the target of a gang which intended to prevent him from running, leading Nightingale to employ security guards and install an electronic device to detect intruders. On the night before the Derby, an attempt was made to enter the colt's stable, but the intruders were repelled by the guards, with a shotgun being fired during the fracas. Niksar started at odds of 108th, as in the Guineas, and finished 4th of the 22 runners behind Seabird, Meadow Court and Ice. Also trained by Nightingale, Niksar's subsequent form deteriorated, as he finished 4th behind Meadow Court in both the Irish Derby and unplaced behind the same horse in the King George VI and Queen Elizabeth Stakes. He reverted to the 1-mile distance for the Sussex Stakes at Goodwood Racecourse but finished 4th behind the Irish-trained winner Carlamont. On his final appearance, Niksar ran in the Champion Stakes at Newmarket in October, and showed slightly better form to finish 3rd behind Silly Season and the Italian filly Tadalina. Assessment: in their book A Century of Champions, based on a modified version of the Timeform system, John Randall and Tony Morris rated Niksar an inferior, winner of the 2000 Guineas stud record. At the end of his 3-year-old season, Niksar was sold by Harvey and exported to stand as a breeding stallion in Australia. The most successful of his progeny included Detonator, Railway Stakes, and Sabre, Tasmanian Derby. In 1972 he was sold again and moved to Japan, where he died in 1980. Pedigree.